The Blood Moon.
Ivan the Terrible in ancient libraries.
And the Rockefellers dictating everything that is happening today, including our education and medical industry.
Buckle up, Buttercup, because today's episode of Ninjas Are Butterflies is going to knock your socks off.
And it's brought to you and powered by Sunday Cool.
Watch this.
Golden resolutions, check off my list. If you make me fail, say hi to Fist.
People.
That's good stuff at McDonald's.
Oh, they're talking about my Bob Marley impression.
A lot of people don't know about McDonald's.
Good stuff.
They don't know what?
They don't know. There's a lot of people that don't know about McDonald's.
Dude, a lot of people are sleeping on McDonald's.
That's true, dude.
I'll tell you what I've been sleeping on is their app. I got 20% off my order.
Oh, yeah. You get like
Wow.
cheap fries, cheap drink every time. Point system's pretty dope.
Cheap fries, cheap drink every time. McDonald's app.
Dude, please. We should make jingles, dude.
Do you remember that guy that used to work for us and he had something like, he was like a gold member at McDonald's and he had like thousands and thousands of points and he would basically get free McDonald's every single day.
Good for him, dude.
I know.
He's dead, though, huh?
No, he's not. He just doesn't work here.
R.I.P.
Same. You don't work here?
You're
dead to me.
You're
Dead to me.
Corey Lynch, get him out of here. All right. Can I play you an audio real quick?
It doesn't work good on
This is something I just heard really quickly, and I thought it would be funny. But it's a shot of Harry Potter. It's Lord Voldemort, he who must not be named, and he's doing his big spell, but then it shows just in different languages how they translated it.
Cool. Yeah.
I saw this, yeah.
American, German, Mexican. This is French right here. In Japan. So much better.
That's good.
That's dope.
That got me
so
pumped.
funny. It's like, come on.
We need to remix that into our intro.
Yeah. And also, that actually would be so We have to.
Dude, instead of the yell just one time.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was incredible.
And
also,
face swap Harry Potter into every person in the intro.
just Asian Harry Potter.
I would just look like Moaning Myrtle.
Dude, if there was like a magical, but it was like based in like Japan or China or something like that, it was like a wizard place, but it was all Japan or like Chinese culture, that would be honestly pretty cool.
That'd be sick.
And
That would be dope.
every time I hear Lord Voldemort say that, don't like when you say a spell, you have to like pronounce it perfectly.
Yeah.
So that's how that spell is supposed to be pronounced, which is the funniest thing to me. Because it's like, I mean, anybody else trying to pull off that, you'd have to say it like that.
Have you seen
Yeah.
the thing about how crazy it is that Latin wasn't a course in Hogwarts when like almost every spell is just the literal translation of like the things? Like levitate is like levio corpus, like corpse. It's
Yeah.
like literally lift the corpse in Latin.
Levia corpse.
What it, yeah,
Or something like that.
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That is, I thought when I heard that, I'm like, can we not get more creative? That sounds ridiculous.
You're right, Andrew, though. I always thought, I'm like, when are they going to learn math?
Yeah.
These poor youths.
No.
But
That would
maybe
be
they
funny.
thought-
Them just running into mathematical problems instead of the Chamber of Secrets. Like you don't have to speak parcel tongue. You just have to like figure out like a multiplication table thing. No, dang it. Well, Jenny's dead.
How many heads did the dog have?
3. What comes
Speaking of math, though, the telepathy tapes I was telling Andy earlier.
Cool.
We're just going to talk about telepathy tapes every episode.
we're welcome back to Telepathy Tapes secondhand news.
No, but there's one where they say that a lot of these kids, non-speaking autistic kids, have called, I think it's savant syndrome.
Yeah.
Where basically like you're a genius.
Yeah.
In a
you know,
subject.
in a subject, yeah. And they were talking about this one, I think he's a grown adult now, but insane at mathematics. And he holds the record for doing pi, 3.14.
Oh my gosh.
He did it 22,000 numbers.
Whoa.
Did you just say it or did he write it
No,
down?
he's just saying it. He's like 5, 5, 5, 8, 9, 3, 8. Throw over. I can't even say numbers.
That's a real thing. You know the guy who Zuckerberg hired to paint the Facebook offices, and he like ended up doing it for a share of stock.
David Cho.
Well, he had a kid come over to his house. He actually worked with some special needs kids and did art and stuff.
Oh, cool.
This kid was completely nonverbal, and he laid out a canvas. He's like, let's just paint the skyline. Like, we're gonna do that. And he said the kid starts painting and literally will look at him and is still on the canvas. His eyes aren't even locked on what he's doing. He was like, this kid had a photographic memory. He literally did the whole skyline while like looking everywhere.
Wow.
He was like, whatever that kid was tapped into, he was like, I have never tapped into it.
That's
It's-
crazy.
Yeah.
Supernatural, dude.
Can you turn my head down just a
Down.
little bit?
Also, I have the world record for the other type of pie.
What's your pie of choice?
right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's tough, isn't it?
I'm
I'm a
Pie
big
of choice?
Yeah.
I'm a
Peanut
big
butter.
peanut butter pie. Really?
Yeah.
What about like with the crust though, like on top and stuff, like with like actual
A
like
crusted
pie
peanut
pie.
butter pie.
put a crust on that thing. It's fine.
Probably like a apple, blueberry.
I love a blueberry pie.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, apple and peach.
Yeah.
Mm.
Apple and peach.
No.
I was
Like,
gonna say
those are my two.
that would actually be good though. An apple and peach one.
Dude, get some like
Mm.
tart apples with the sweet peach. Balance it out.
Peaches for you.
Fried apples from Cracker Barrel are insane.
They are dumb.
It's crazy.
That sounds
how
like a
good they are.
derogatory term.
Dude, these fried apples at Cracker Barrel, dude. Yeah. Hey, we got a couple of fried. It's a police talking to it. Yeah, we got a couple of fried apples at the Cracker Barrel. We got to go take care of them.
I liked my favorite pie to make is coconut cream pie.
Mm.
You've made that?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Back
Did I
in the
ever
day.
try that? Oh, I was gonna say
I haven't made it in a long time.
pies are hard, dude.
I
Actually
prefer
quite soft
pie
in
to
the middle.
cake.
Actually, quite soft.
So stupid.
Speaking of police officers,
Dumb.
Josh and I got pulled over 2 days in a row.
Yeah, what's up with that?
We don't know how
Separate
to
occasions.
be adults. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We literally don't know how to
It's
adult.
kind of you guys were out on the run.
I have a
apparently.
question.
Outlaws, dude.
I was about to say, I don't know if you're going to get sympathy or not from our audience.
There's no way.
No, just busy life. Mine was. Do cops? How do they? Okay, so
Yep.
I was driving 441, going the speed limit.
Yeah.
And the car in front of me was slowing down like a lot. So I'm getting into the left lane. I'm merging over, and this cop comes flying up. Like he had to have been going 80 miles an hour. Woo! I'm like, oh gosh. So I pull over, gets right behind me.
Oh,
Flips the
no.
lights on. I'm like, what? I did my turn signal and everything.
Yeah.
Pull off, stop, and he was just like, boom, no business. He's like, your registration's expired. I'm like, that's impossible. I'm like, I got it in October. He's like, well, expired in 2023. I'm like, what?
What year is it, officer?
And no, but for real, sure enough, it had been expired since 2023.
That's wild.
Who'd you pay in October?
Well, I figured it out. I just associated getting the tag for my blue truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the
Not getting
Ford.
both of them.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I got a ticket. And he said, next time this happened, you're going to jail. I said, okay.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He didn't say anything
He
about
said-
your driving or anything like that. Because
No.
I'm wondering, like, if he
Well, no, that
if
was
he
my
saw
question.
and then he pulled up and then he ran the plates and then that's when he found out.
That's
don't
what
know.
I wondered too.
It took him 2 seconds to get out of the car and tell me that it was expired because he said I looked it up as well. And so I'm like, do they have like a camera on the front of their car to like see license plates? Because there's no way you can see a sticker from that far away.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah.
And
don't
then,
And then Lily got pulled
well,
over.
hold on. Let's finish. But then he said, "Is that sticker pray for vegans? Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
it? Are you a vegan or is that a joke?"
I said it's a joke. He's like, that's funny.
Hey, that's awesome. Prayforvegans.com.
Yeah, but so that whole ordeal softened the blow from my thing because I think that you would have been way more.
Because
If you
you
had
had you got
yourself.
pulled over the day before, right?
I got pulled
Yeah.
over the day before, and he's like, he had been behind me for a long time, and there was a doofus driving like a lunatic. I thought he flips his lights on, and I thought he was gonna go get that guy. But then I pull over to get out of his way, and he was pulling me over the whole time.
He'd be like, did you not? I got.
Did you see that guy?
Yeah.
Go get him.
I thought you meant him.
And he was like, his whole thing was, your sticker seems really faded to me. I just want to make sure your car is registered. And then I'm sweating. I'm going, oh my gosh, the girls probably hid the registry. They're always going through my car.
Yeah.
But I found it, sure enough. And then he goes back. He's back there for a long time. And the girls are loving this.
Yeah, they're cops.
The police! The police are here. And
Mommy's bad.
he's like, did you know your license is suspended? And I was like, no idea. And
Girls, plug your ears.
he's like, yeah, you should go to the DMV right now.
What a
Of course,
guy.
I don't go, and he doesn't give me a ticket.
Whoa.
I
What
know.
a guy.
You're suspended and he didn't give you a ticket?
And he let me drive around. And
What
I didn't even go straight to the DMV. I went the next day.
How dare you?
Doing?
Anyway,
Why is it suspended, Lil?
I had 3 traffic violations because of unpaid tolls.
Oh, yeah.
Running tolls.
Yeah.
Come up with, did Josh tell you how much I owed?
Yeah. It's great. Dude, the thing is, you shouldn't be too embarrassed because $1,000, I mean, sorry.
$1,000.
I
It was
owe
$1,000.
to the state of Florida.
But the state of Florida, you can't go anywhere without tolls. And they do that because of the tourism.
Yeah.
But I was telling Josh, we should have as a Florida
Yeah.
resident, you should have a discount
I know.
on tolls. Like it should automatically.
Or
I mean,
some
it's
kind
kinda
of
crazy.
like some kind of way out, because when I called her, I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And she was like,
That's nuts.
I know, tell me about it. She's like, have you been getting our letters? I'm like, who opens their mail? and and she's like, I said, can I go to school? Can I go to a school thing? Can I go sit in a classroom for 8 hours and get this written off? She was like, no. You have to pay
Community
it.
service. I will literally do it.
I just want to know how many times you've like been summoned for jury duty, and I have no idea.
I know. Well, he hasn't. We didn't do anything about it. What does that mean? Did you go to prison?
We gotta delete. We literally
so.
have to delete that.
Oh,
that's
really?
That's a felony.
A
Yeah.
felony?
No. It's
Dodging jury duty.
It's not. No, I didn't get jury duty. It was on I was on the list, so they're gonna call or whatever if I did get onto jury
Gotcha.
duty.
Oh, I didn't know that was a
Yeah.
I thought
prerequisite.
she was just admitting you dodged the.
Hey, do you want a song?
Also, felony would be a really good girl's name.
Felony.
It's like melody.
Yeah, it really does sound good.
This is my little felony.
PH.
Yeah, cute. Yes, I'd like a song.
All right. Cool.
Should we even do a song at this point?
I don't know.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
You know what would help is if I pointed the mic at the guitar. It's just a song with me breathing.
That's scary. The sun peeks out, the dawn is new. A golden light, the sky so blue. I rub my eyes and I stretch my hands. But in the doorway, the hat man stands. The birds all sing a gentle tune. The flowers dance, they sway and bloom. I walk outside, my heart so light, but he still lingers just out of sight. The kids all laugh, they skip and run. The summer air so full of fun. I chase them fast, I leap and play. Yet in the shadow he does the same. I sip my tea, the world feels right. The breeze is warm, the sun is bright. And in the glass past my own face, a silhouette I cannot erase. The porch light hums, the stars all gleam. The fireflies dance a glowing stream. I close my eyes, drift soft asleep. He whispers low, you're mine to keep. I lock the doors and check them twice. No one's here, it's safe tonight. But in the dark behind my bed, a shadow shifts, a tilt of head. The walls feel tight, the air is thin. I hear the clock tick, ticking in. I try to move, I try to scream. He takes my hand into a dream. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da da
That was so scary.
I totally
After every
forgot.
line, you're like, no, why?
I did not remember how many stanzas there were.
So I was like, I
finally saw your hand. I was like,
dun, dun, dun,
oh,
but the audience is not going to have a clue that happened because I'm going to pull it together.
Well, the pauses were I thought part of the song. They were so
I should
They
put it
were.
long
They
and
were,
scary.
yeah.
They were
But
much
getting back
longer
in-
than they were supposed to be.
do you know what's not part of the song?
What?
This
Oh.
question.
Oh.
That was very scary, guys.
I hope this question isn't going to be scary either, Lil. Now that we're almost done with this podcast, let's answer this question. It's been sent in by our viewer. Today's question, sent in by a viewer. Please, Lil, get this right, Lil, please. Are nuns obnoxious?
Oh my gosh, what are you talking about?
Again, sent in by a viewer. They're
Nah.
just asking, are nuns obnoxious?
Think about it for a second.
Yes.
Okay. What?
Why would you say that, Lil?
Why would you say nuns are obnoxious?
I said they're not obnoxious.
You just
You said yes.
said yes.
You
just
literally
said
just
they were obnoxious.
Stop it right now, you
You
guys.
just said they were obnoxious.
Hold on.
I,
You
I
really?
can't look at you. I said no.
roll back,
I
roll
said
back,
they're
roll
not
back.
obnoxious.
What did you
Roll
say?
back. Look
Watch,
right here.
watch the footage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back. All right, look, you just said nuns are obnoxious. Can you,
You
give a
actually
reason?
did.
One reason why
Give
they're
one
obnoxious.
reason
I
why
do
they're
not think
obnoxious.
that they're obnoxious.
I think they're great.
I think they're first of all they're women, and I support that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and they're fit, fantastic,
Awesome.
timeless,
Very cool.
Oh, their
Yes.
outfit.
Yeah,
Okay.
in no way would I think that they're obnoxious.
Absolutely
But
not.
Lily over here, yep,
Quick to say it.
yes.
Yup.
She even said it multiple ways.
Shiver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's
That's what
sickening
you
good.
said, Lil.
I didn't.
You actually did though.
No.
All right. Well,
I think
they
they're
all know. The
wonderful.
billions of people watching, they know what you said.
Yep.
You said yes. This isn't even a gaslighting session.
No, it was trying to just ask you a simple question.
Yeah, and you
It's
said
literally
yes.
just the definition of
I
gaslighting.
mean, it's actually not because that's what you said. It's literally the opposite of gaslighting.
Gaslighting's not even a real term.
It's gas dousing.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not even lighting it. We're just dousing it.
Yeah. What is gaslighting? That doesn't
Yeah.
even mean anything.
Yeah, you're the one who sparked this whole thing.
You are the one that sparked it. You're the one that poured gas on yourself and lit yourself. You're the
No.
gaslighter.
No.
She's the gaslighter. She's been the gaslighter this
Whoa.
whole time.
Oh.
135
That's you.
episodes, and she's the gaslighter.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys heard it here first. Lily's the gaslighter. She always has been, and she definitely said yes to nuns being obnoxious.
Welcome to the show.
Did I say ninja? I meant the butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations.
I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts! Ninjas attack!
People of Earth, this is your Supreme Commander Zylog. Our invasion was flawless. Your armies were nothing. Your weapons, useless. Victory was ours. And then we touched your shirts. Soft, too soft. A fabric so unnatural, so repulsive. It made my cousin Schlasky soil his spacesuit. We had no choice but to retreat. But hear me now. This is not over. Cease all production. Destroy every last shirt. And for the love of all galaxy, do not go to SundayCool.com. If you do, we will return. The next time, we will be ready.
I had no idea that they were dinosaurs. It kinda scares me that they were dinosaurs.
That's cultural appropriation.
Everybody watch it.
Good job, Josh. Hey, good job, Josh.
Oh.
Who did that? Who originated that? You know?
Chimpanzees?
No.
Oh,
You don't know that?
no.
No. Yeah. Well, you'll never know. You'll never know.
One of our podcasts was always like, did you know who built the pyramids? No.
Not a clue.
I don't know either.
Moving on. Speaking of that,
We got a lot to dive into today.
hey, listen, get your goggles on, get your stretches in, because we're Michael Phelps in it. We're diving in.
Can I
Check out our cups.
Yeah, I got mine on my desk over there. We got some stuff sent to us from Josh Sweat.
Look at, and that's really from the White House.
It has to be.
He works in the White House.
You can't do anything like that without working at the White House.
I got an Air Force One.
Show off your Camp David Yeti.
Dude, Camp David.
Camp David Yeti, dude.
This is sick.
It's pretty sick.
I'm obsessed.
Pretty cool gifts.
Ada's gonna try to steal it.
gifts.
She loves
We
pink.
got some socks. We got
Oh,
some
yeah.
cryptid socks.
And
And this makes you officially the new president, I think. Look at that.
All hail President Josh.
Dun, 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 dun. Is that the president song?
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum,
yeah.
ba-dum,
What was I
ba-dum,
singing?
ba-dum. I don't know. What do you say?
Dun, dun, dun. It's like
Dun,
English.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's
What is that?
English.
What is that?
Where did that get us play?
You imagine what this segment of the show sounds like to someone who's completely tone deaf?
Perfect.
Speaking of presidents, though, did you see Trump hung up the Declaration of
Dude.
Independence in the Oval Office?
Yes.
First president in U.S. history.
Why would you do that?
What's the significance of that?
That's dope.
He's like, maybe maybe this is what Nicolas Cage will do to visit me finally.
He really wants to meet Nicolas Cage.
He'll do anything.
He thinks it's based on a true story.
I'll do anything to meet Nick.
But it's a fake, and then he catches him. He sleeps in there every night waiting for him.
No, it's cool though.
Gotcha.
He has
I've
it.
got you, Cage.
He has it hanging up behind that big thick glass thing, but you have to keep a curtain in front of it,
Yeah.
Dude.
so light doesn't damage it. But he was showing the news report, and he's like, "It's amazing, isn't it?" And he's like, "Joe wouldn't do this." And he said, "I bet you Joe doesn't even know what this is." It's like, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
So
a little
funny.
obsessed much.
Yeah, I know,
Why
it's
don't you
like-
think
it's
of it
like-
as something different?
It's like, hey, man, you won. It's
Yeah.
good.
Dude, what a flex though, just hanging that in your office.
But also, though, if like light is really going to damage it to that extent, it's like maybe something more than a shower curtain.
yeah,
Like
is
you're
it a
the-
shower curtain?
no, it's
a
like
blackout.
velvet.
It's a blackout curtain.
I just imagine him just standing underneath the curtain. Like, because it's like, it's probably like pretty close to the wall.
looks like he's
just
playing hide and
It's just,
seek.
you obviously see the outline of him and he's just staring at it in the dark.
He's just trying to read.
It's incredible. We the people.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny.
Oh,
Hey, thanks for doing that, Trump.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
Furthermore, the JFK things are live files.
Mhm.
Yeah, as of yesterday. That's kind of
80,000
crazy.
pages.
I read through them all last night. It was
That's
a quick,
awesome.
Quick breeze.
Just some light reading.
What?
Yeah.
You should just upload them into ChatGPT and say, "Give me the
Summarize.
synopsis."
I literally asked ChatGPT last night. And I said, the files are, dropped, right? And they said yes. And I said, okay, can you read all of it? And she says, yeah, I did. And I said, okay, did the CIA do it? And they're like, well, there's just not enough to, to point. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, this is the first time ChatGPT isn't being like straight up. I try to ask a bunch of questions to get it to summarize, and it's like, nah, I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Did you see? This is like a crude joke, but in our Discord, one of the guys was like, okay, started reading, and with somewhat certainty, we can say JFK is dead.
Most likely did. Most likely.
That's good.
Speaking of dead,
What?
I woke up and saw the blood moon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What time did you wake up first off?
2:30.
2:30? It was a fully visible?
Yeah, it was totality from 2:36 to like 3:30 or something like
Wow.
that.
So what'd you think?
It was terrifying.
Was it?
Okay.
Was it really like fully red?
Frilly.
Oh yeah.
Photo?
It was
It
fiddly
was
red.
frilly red.
You want to take a lap? You want to take a lap, Lil? Get out of here.
It was fiercely red.
Stop.
No, okay, so I woke up, I opened the door, and it is deafening quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like no bugs, no cars, nothing. And I thought my ears had to pop, so I'm like going like that,
Yeah.
and there's no wind. I'm like, what the? This is already so weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking up. I'm like, where is it? And I'm like looking, and it was right there. And I literally go, because it was.
You actually flinched.
Oh yeah, because it was quiet. I'm just like, because it was so dark too. I'm like, where is it? And I saw it, jumped, and it was so red. And the dogs went out with me, and they were afraid. They didn't leave my side, and they just
No
were like
way.
on alert.
Interesting.
And I laid there for like, I don't know, 4 minutes or something. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what else there is. So
They used here. Ooh.
yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, and I tried to take a picture with my iPhone, and it did not take at all.
I see a lot of people taking photos of the moon and uploading them like to Facebook and stuff. And I'm
My
like, I don't know
picture.
how. That literally looks like a NASA picture of like a galaxy or
I
something.
know.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's like the beginning of like a terrible like conspiracy cryptid video. They're like, blood moon is actually an orb.
Dude, for real. It was
Was it bright or was it kind of like did
Very
it mesh?
dim.
Okay, I was gonna say it
That's why I
kinda
couldn't
meshed.
find it at
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
It was very scary.
Imagine seeing those in ancient times,
Dude,
like,
that's what
not
I'm saying.
knowing like that blood moons are happening.
That's like from Apocalypto. Remember when the
Yeah.
solar eclipse happened?
Yeah,
And they're all like, and it got really
Panicking.
quiet too. So scary.
Josh's sister, I guess, was in charge of setting the alarm to go look at the blood moon,
mm-hmm.
and she forgot to do it or something, and Keegan was so mad at her.
No, she did it for PM, not AM.
Oh, PM, yeah.
Oh no.
And he's like, what the heck? We missed it.
Yeah, it was creepy.
I wonder how you could fake that like with kids or something. Like, you know how they do like New Year's Eve, like they do it at like at 7 and they go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I want to see the blood moon. It's like,
If
how do
you-
you rig it or
Yeah.
something?
It's Josh over the roof holding a red balloon in there.
A red lens, just a filter.
Wow, Dad.
All right, go to bed.
Speaking of moons, you guys see that Tic Tac UFO on Mars?
No? What? You have a video of it? Photo?
The photo. Yeah.
You have it on your iPhone. Just zoomed in.
It was from the Mars rover, I think this past week or 2 weeks, whatever,
Oh,
month.
gosh.
And it was a picture of this landscape and stuff, and it clearly looks like the
Oh,
Tic Tac
I
UFO.
Whoa.
I did see this.
And they ran it through the AI generator to see if it's real or not.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was said like less than 1% AI involved. Like, so it's real.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
see it's even casting like a shadow on the rock.
Yeah, I can see that. What? So who dropped these?
NASA.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
Yeah.
nuts. What the heck?
And are they asking questions about it?
I don't know.
Because
People are just
they
pointing it
already
out
know.
then. It wasn't like
Yeah.
that. Look what we found.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you can see the shadow.
Yeah. And
Like,
yeah,
so it's
even on
clearly-
that, even on the actual thing, you can see that it's like a circular, like it dims as it goes
Yeah.
down to the bottom. That is wild, dude. That's a scary thing. Like just seeing something like that and not seeing wings or propellers or anything like. I mean, that's especially if it's silent. I don't know if
Yeah.
those things are silent, but
Well,
like,
yeah, actually, I do have a video of it, or not of the thing, but of them on Mars. But on me,
Which isn't Elon doing something in 2026 with Mars? Or are they doing like their first like actual landing there on with?
Man,
I don't know what it was.
that guy is busy.
I don't know.
Crazy. He saved the astronauts.
He did.
I know. Thank
Yeah,
goodness.
Literally saved the astronauts.
Almost 10 months.
Dude,
He said that the Biden administration refused to go get them.
sounds like it. I mean, like they
He was
literally-
interviewed and he's like, SpaceX offered, and it was like 3 months in or something. And through some political motivation, whatever, they chose not to use SpaceX.
maybe it was too expensive or something. I don't know, but did you hear that they're not even getting overtime pay?
Pardon?
They're getting like extended business trip pay. They're not getting overtime pay.
So they're not getting time and a half, is what it is.
No, like they are literally getting just what they like. What the verbiage was, what a regular employee would get for an extended business vacation.
Bro.
Like,
Come on.
they were prisoners up there. They had no choice. Like almost 10 months longer than they should have been up there.
They should actually just sue.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know
I'm
how
sure they wrote
crappy
something
you would
about.
feel too, like being in zero gravity for almost a year,
Losing a third of your
bone density.
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
like muscle and
exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it impacts your body.
But those are risks you're like
Yeah.
completely aware you're getting into in that field.
Yeah, I
No,
suppose.
I'd still sue.
10
but
months
it's
in
like-
space though,
yeah.
stranded. I don't think I mean, even on the worst day, that's not even like, that's just not a plan B.
I would instantly freak out.
For
As
real.
soon as
Not
I
being
knew,
stuck. Yeah.
I would
But-
panic. I'd be
Dude,
like,
that's
get me out of here. Get me out of here.
well, that's like what's so freaky about going to Mars and this obsession. Imagine that, like the space station, and you get stuck. Like we're talking about crossing the freaking universe.
yeah.
Have you seen like? I just want to know where our obsession with Mars started and like what got people thinking there's something up there that's possible. Like, have you seen the old Russian satellite that they still
Sputnik?
use?
No, they can't
The
still use Sputnik.
RT-64 radio telescope in Kalyazin. I don't know how to say that. But,
Godyosm.
It says that it was designed to aid in interplanetary missions between Mars and Venus. And I can't find how old it is, but this thing looks straight. Or there it is, 1974. This thing looks straight out of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Do you see that
Dang.
thing?
Looks like Three Body Problem. That's
Yeah.
What it,
Look
that's
at
what it
that.
looks like.
That looks exactly like the satellite from Three Body Problem.
Yep.
That's so creepy
It's
looking.
insanely scary. Like, yeah,
But,
look how huge that is.
But they
It's crazy.
I mean, they've done Mars simulation that they had those people in there for a year. That Mars simulator on Earth,
Yeah.
and I don't know, man. It's gonna be wild.
I think it all came from the fact that they found like ice, right?
I have no idea.
We found the ace.
It's the most I mean, it's the most. It's the planet in our solar system-
Habitable?
yeah, I could not think
Yeah.
of the word. But do you see the astronauts land in the ocean?
I didn't actually see it. No,
Dude, it looks AI. It's so pretty. They have like
Really?
parachutes in the middle of this blue clear ocean. They land in this little capsule. 3 big parachutes fall through the water, and you see these boats racing to go get them.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
then literally they have a drone footage. A pod of dolphins come up to
Oh,
the
wow.
capsule
To greet
and start
them.
swimming around.
welcome
Coolest
home.
thing. And then SpaceX
they're
says
killing them.
the dolphins are murdering them. Sue or whoever the lady astronaut jumps out, just starts eating the dolphin. She's so hungry.
Wait, they say dolphins are like some of the most intelligent animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they know of stories from their ancestors of capsules coming from the sky and they come to meet them?
Oh.
Because they say dolphins are aliens. Yeah. That'd be interesting.
That'd be a fun
Yeah,
shirt.
like, Uncle Phil's back.
Should we call that? Should that be our Patreon episode names? Dolphins are aliens.
That would be good.
That's
Let's
funny.
do that.
Do our dolphins, the pods. We call it a pod. Oh, it was
Oh,
literally a pod.
hey.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's writing itself, folks.
I love that you surprised yourself with your own.
We do like a pod of a.
Pods.
All right, dolphins are aliens.
Yeah.
That's our Patreon extra episode
Cute.
name.
Dig it.
Henceforth,
I declare
I declare as president.
a decree from the president. You are the president now. This is really cool.
I know.
What's your first act as president?
Yeah.
Um.
Executive order.
You guys really put me on the spot here.
Sir,
Build another wall.
we need it. We need an answer. We need an answer.
Yeah, let's build a wall in between the United States and Canada.
Okay.
But it's like a really fun wall. It's like a climbing wall.
Yes.
So you don't need a passport. You just need to climb the wall. And you're
So-
like, yeah, it's cool.
and make an obstacle course.
yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
like the Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, and get Jeff Probst from Survivor just to stand out there and just
Yeah, he's the
motivate
border
everyone.
patrol agent. Yeah,
So only fit people can come into the U.S. or can leave.
or can leave. So that entices you to get in shape if you want to
Oh,
travel
dude.
abroad.
Now you're
Yeah.
solving the obesity issue.
Yes.
And on the other side, yeah. But then you're sending all of our fit people to Canada, right?
or vice versa. You're
Yeah,
saying
vice versa.
Yeah.
They'll come back. They'll come back.
Yeah.
They can.
But on the other side of the wall,
it's just a easy slope with a bunch of snacks on it.
speaking of borders, though,
Tell me about it.
I saw this video of. So it said China has entered the era of dark factory.
Who
Oh
has?
gosh. What's
China.
that?
What is that?
Okay, dark factory.
It's a fully automated factories with no workers and no lights.
Because they don't need them because they're robots.
And the factories run 24/7 in the dark.
kind
I
of
got-
genius,
I got-
but
I
also
got a video.
terrifying, dude. A dark dude. Imagine just walking in there, pitch dark, and you just hear all the noises.
Yeah.
That's scary, right?
I forget if this
I
has
guess
audio.
it depends on what they're making in the
I'm
factory.
scared.
What
I'm
if it's like
scared.
just a bunch of
Look at your.
like Bop-Its?
Right, I'm just
Bop
gonna
it,
click
twist
it.
it.
Dude, why hasn't Bop-It become a horror movie yet?
I guess there's no audio.
Whoa.
That literally looks like people with lightsabers should be having a battle in that room.
Are these cars?
Those are robots.
No, what are they making?
It's a Decepticon.
Shut up.
Oh,
Um,
those are robots.
Isn't that crazy though? It's
Yeah.
super creepy.
Yeah, I don't like that, man.
It's very Matrix feeling.
It's kind of cool though when they're doing the zapping and you can see it like a fireworks show
That's all we care about at the end of the day.
Whoa.
It's fun,
though.
though.
Ooh.
That looks cool.
We are just in such a weird time. I saw somebody explaining on TikTok recently, like about just the idea of living in a very futuristic world,
Mhm.
but yet we're dealing with people who can't afford groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like all these different struggles, but yet everyone's got these wonderful VR machines and consoles and TVs and driving car. Like it's weird. Like
It's
we are in
literally
the future, but people are not surviving on it.
It's
And
literally like the Black Mirror show,
yes.
where it's like this dystopian future, but everyone's lives are still kind of terrible.
We're so recently postmodern that we still don't know how to navigate those issues, I feel like. And greed is just such a big, heavy player. We were talking about the Amazon rainforest today, and Ada said, I'll save the rainforest. And I'm like, you
Let's go,
should.
Ada.
And she's like, who are the bad guys? I said, you want to know? Nestle.
Two words.
big.
Bill Gates.
Did you see the thing
The
about
climate?
Yeah, the climate summit. Have you seen this?
No, what's that?
They're literally getting a bunch of world leaders together to deal with whatever climate issues, but they had to build the infrastructure to have this meeting. So they literally, was it thousands or hundreds of acres that they had to mow down
Stop it.
to build a road to get to the place they're going to have the meeting about climate issues.
Do they not see the irony?
No, they don't care. They
Yeah.
don't care.
They're so numb.
It's
Meeting-
crazy.
meeting-
Are they medicated? Like,
Did you
why
say
are they?
numb?
Yeah, numb.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What'd you think I said? Dumb?
I don't know.
I was wondering if you meant to say dumb.
Mom?
She can't pronounce her D's.
No, it's crazy. It really is kind of bonkers just how it is all for show. I mean,
Yeah.
have you heard of a Zoom call? Can we not do these
For real,
conferences
yeah.
over Zoom?
Well,
I mean,
just,
it's kind
It's
of
insane.
it's just so reminiscent of like Al Gore being the face of like the climate change movement and having a private plane that has
yeah.
yeah.
Shout out,
so
man,
many-
bear pig.
It's
Yeah,
not
yeah, literally.
our fault. We can't do anything about it. Quit putting the responsibility on us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, didn't you know that Andy bikes to work?
Yeah.
Basically.
I do.
With a gasoline bike.
Hey, it's for the environment.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thanks.
don't worry about it.
What's your
One step at a time.
Hey, that's all I can do. I'm doing my part.
what's your MPG again though, for real?
150 miles a gallon.
No way.
Like actually.
150 miles
That's
a gallon.
insane.
It's
That's not
the
true.
best.
It
It
is.
is.
Yeah, I mean,
100% it is.
it has
Look it up.
like 12 cc's.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Good
the
for
best.
you.
It's the best.
Yeah. No, it's not the best.
What?
That in Serbia, that protest.
Oh my goodness.
Is this-
What's
yes.
going on?
Is this the one? All right, I
Yeah.
think I know what you're talking about.
What were
Yeah.
they protesting about?
I don't know. I just saw something like 15 people died in
No.
something.
I actually, it was a building that the government had built, and they had signed off on like it was built to code. They had basically rushed it, and apparently this is an ongoing problem where they just don't care and they're signing off on stuff. Building filled with people, building collapsed, and the government wasn't doing anything in light of their negligence, and so that's kind of the issue. At
Okay.
hand.
So
But
they're
it
out
was-
there
it was-
protesting.
It was a
thousands,
peaceful protest,
thousands and thousands of people.
and they were silent, dead silent. There's thousands of people standing in the streets just silent.
15 minutes of silence is what they were doing at that moment.
How eerie.
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you see like it's the eeriest video, and I couldn't find it, but like it was like one person like turned around, and then there are a couple more turned around, and then all of a sudden you hear like a whoop, 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 and then people are like started running away.
It interrupted their silence.
They're using a sonic weapon
Yeah,
to disperse the crowds.
And the government's denying it, but look at the video I just sent you. Immediately, there's no way you could even orchestrate this. It's like it was in the center. They pointed it down the center of the street,
And-
because
yeah.
both of them, they literally like the Red Sea, they just split.
Because we remember we
immediately.
talked about the frequency weapons.
Yep.
yep. People
I mean, that
said
seems
their
like what it is.
people said
Yeah.
their ear like sharp piercing pain, but before you play it, like think about the fact that if something like let's say a weapon went off, like a loud sound, the running doesn't stop.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like go ahead and play that with that in mind.
I don't have TikTok.
Look how they scatter. They immediately just go out of the road.
Is that the sound of their screams or that's the
That's
sound
a
of the
whistle.
machine?
That's a whistle.
You can't hear it. That's the thing. Like, I don't think it picks up on the phone, but
I saw another
hun-
clip.
thousands of people
I did too.
at the
like on street
same
level.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
But
and
what's
the government-
happening to them? Like something's happening to their brain?
It's the Cuban Missile thing.
They
You
say it's-
remember?
Remember the Havana syndrome?
no.
The frequency thing
No.
where
People
people
teeth
were-
will fall out.
You really don't remember that?
Give me a
We're talking about this basically secret weapon that Russia's been developing, that the U.S. has been developing as well, using frequencies to basically cause like
fight or flight or something.
No, it's like it causes something in your brain to like freak out, basically. And
You can't think, you can't process. It's just chaos. And they say this thing gets up to 160 decibels, which is like standing right next to a rocket launch.
Oh my
and so
gosh.
you don't know what you're hearing. You just know that it's causing so much pain. You can't help it. You can't run from it. And the government people are saying they didn't do it. They're denying that they even did it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And it's like, you can't, that's evidence. Something happened. If it wasn't the government, figure out what it was.
Yeah,
Give
then
us
who
an
was
answer.
it? Yeah.
But what a perfect place to test it too, you know? Like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
you're
for
gonna test
real.
this weapon system of like dispersing crowds.
Yeah.
Especially in silence.
Yeah.
It's like, turn that on. Let's see if they can hear it.
Yeah.
One.
And you're not hurting them.
Yeah.
Right? So
And then help me out. So that caused a building to fall as well?
Nope.
they're out there because the building fell. Because it was
Why are you laughing?
Maybe.
Why are the buildings
so that
falling? I don't get
destroyed
it.
the building?
Shut up.
No.
No, they got so mad because they used it, they destroyed a building.
And then
They
Trump,
killed 50
and then
people.
Trump took their Declaration of Independence in memory of the building.
I
and
see.
put it on his
I
wall.
see. I see.
Exactly.
Right.
So yeah, that was scary.
I mean, we definitely have that weapon in America.
Oh, yeah.
We've never seen it be used though, right? And so,
Not
like,
that we're aware of.
I mean, that definitely seems
Yeah.
like the more appropriate riot type of thing instead of tear gas. And I mean, I don't know what else we do now, but besides guns.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we found out? I know that we've theorized this with some of the stuff that we consume, but if they had it playing constantly on like a low level,
Oh, that's
so that we're always like a little like this.
Well, what's so creepy is that movie that came out like a year ago, that the Obamas produced.
Yeah, the Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, that whole frequency thing
Yeah.
where it like came through. Where like the
It was
radio or just in the
It
sky?
was just in the sky. The kids' teeth started falling out.
and bleeding in the nose and all that weird stuff. It's like they predicted like a lot of stuff that's pretty accurate.
I mean, I feel like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like we look at so many movies that have all this AI generation and people taking over the astro viewing, whatever all that is.
Yeah.
And it's just all right in front of our face. It's almost like they have to do it.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Hey man, I don't get it.
But speaking of, like you said, Black Mirror, you see Black Mirror's coming out with a new season?
I can't watch it.
Let's talk shows real quick.
Yeah.
You guys
Okay.
watch Adolescence
Okay.
on Netflix.
We need more time because I really need to talk about adolescence.
We'll just talk about it right now.
Okay, I will.
Insane. It's on Netflix, 4-part series, 4 episodes, I mean.
I'm completely perturbed.
Go into it knowing that there's a very deep meaning to it.
Yeah. And it's not going to leave you feeling great.
No,
But it's a
or
great
It's
lesson.
definitely not exciting either.
No.
No, it's like a call to action. So like Brad Pitt did it. Did you know that? Brad Pitt was a producer.
Really? Okay.
And which to me was crazy. I'm like, I didn't know he was such a good storyteller.
Of course he is. Look at him.
Yeah. And he's from Missouri, Springfield.
Beautiful. He's a beautiful man.
There's
of course
no
he
way.
can tell stories.
He's from
beautifully.
Springfield, Missouri.
He's not from there.
He is.
Look at his
No.
face.
Mm-mm. Anyway, adolescence.
Yes.
So what was interesting about the filming was that it's just basically one long take, right? And which
Not
really,
basically. It literally is. Every episode is one shot.
which is insane, and it is so immersive. Like in that first episode, when they're just setting the stage for what it's about,
Yeah.
I was riddled with anxiety. I'm like, I'm literally there. This is happening to me. I'm the parent, and this is my child, and this is my nightmare coming true. But really, what it is, and like spoilers and stuff, you can skip over this. Really, the deeper meaning is it's a commentary on the, basically being in a culture like where England's in a developed country, and what we're allowing our children to consume, what we're allowing ourselves to consume, and
How it affects us.
how I think a lot of parents are distracted by, especially in this country, needing to work so much, needing to not focus on the family and their kids and stuff like that. And basically what's happening is these kids are running wild.
Yeah.
And you're hearing it in our country from like public educators. And they're like, these kids are off the rails. These kids are illiterate. They are off the rails. They can't focus on anything because they're in front of a screen 24/7. And a lot of these boys are playing video games all hours of the night, zero monitoring. They're consuming who knows what. And he talks about, they literally name Andrew Tate. And
A lot. They did
Yeah.
him a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah. They definitely hit on that whole toxic masculinity culture type of stuff.
Exactly.
The real stuff, like the real disgusting things. Yeah.
yeah, and basically what it's doing to their psyches, and it ends terribly.
You just have it teaches you a lot of sympathy
Yeah.
to have for like, I mean, what would you do if you were the parent in this situation
I know.
type of stuff. And it's gut wrenching, man.
I
That
know.
dad deserves an Emmy though.
Oh
I
my gosh,
love
he
him,
killed
dude.
it. He killed it.
Amazing.
Also, listening to his voice the whole time was
I know.
great.
So good.
He's got such a great accent.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
I'm
As a
perturbed.
parent, like it's so easy to keep your kid happy, let them do what they want, go to the room, just stay in there as long as they're happy, they're safe, whatever. It's like, no, they've lost connection. You've got to keep that connection, and that's such
the
a.
internet is a very dangerous place, especially for children.
Have-
If
have
it's not
you- have-
monitored.
Have you guys seen like the study on Cocomelon? Have we talked about that?
I
think
know
so.
that's a terrible show because the attention span, it's like every frame is like 1.5 seconds or something.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
but they literally would run tests on multiple age groups, and they'd sit kids down and literally manually take notes while kids watch the screen. And in an episode, every time the kid's eyes went like that, they'd note it and they add something. Every time the kids look away, they add something to snap them back.
Yeah.
And so parents think their kids are engaged, but but you talk about kids addicted to video games, they're addicted to the dopamine high.
Exactly.
So it starts all the way back with like Cocomelon or whatever else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cocomelon.
It's like going to an AA for kids. Like, hi, my name's Andy. I'm addicted to Cocomelon.
No, but we've noticed, I think we've talked about it before. We noticed when Ada, when she watches certain stuff, her personality changes.
Yeah. I think it was, which one was it? There was some, Fancy Nancy, I think is a show on Disney that Demi used to watch. And she had attitude, dude, on this show. And we just started seeing little tiny things that would be almost copying on the show. And I was just like, yeah, we're done with it. And all you have to do is just go, parents, all you have to do, log in on your computer, go to your stream site. You can literally say, don't suggest this show anymore. And I've done that. We're like, weird. I can't find it.
Yeah.
Well, let's watch something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we don't need to have a reason for everything. It's like, as a parent what you're supposed to do. And that show shows you some things are out of your control.
Yeah.
Some things, no matter what, are out of your control. Gave me a lot of sympathy for like, you think about parents who are parents of school shooters and stuff. Like,
I know.
how much guilt they must carry.
How do you
every
cope
single
with
day.
it? I loved something that really stuck out to me when they're having that conversation in the last episode, the husband and wife, and he goes, they're like, we made him.
Yeah.
We made him. We're responsible for
Yeah.
him. And he was like, but we can't feel bad, right? Like we tried our best. And she's like, I think it's okay if we do feel bad.
Because they keep listing all the stuff that maybe they did do wrong. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe it's all
okay.
right to say we could have done a little bit better, but we
Yeah.
can't put the blame for everything on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super tough, man.
It's so, but I think it was like, to me, it was a call to action because we have to, as a culture, reclaim our children. Like these kids cannot, we have to do better as parents and as a society and as a culture. And we can say no.
Yeah.
Say no to your kids.
You can say no to your
Also,
kids
let
and
your
still
kids
love
be
them.
bored.
Yeah, just let them
Yeah.
be bored.
Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to
Send
say,
them outside.
I used to say all the time, and Kelsey maybe stopped saying it because it kind of sounded mean, but I would just be like, only boring people get bored. So figure it out.
Dude, I'm
So, figure it out. Do something. You have a million things.
Yeah.
dibs on this reel because it would be ironic to add flashes and fast captions.
Or like the game playing underneath it.
I'm not even going to caption this one. It's
so
just
funny.
going to play back with every pause.
This whole
perfect.
segment, we're just showing flashes.
I just recommended it to our friends though because it really was challenging to me.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's very heavy.
And also cinematically, it's phenomenal.
The acting,
Like,
yeah.
Someone
the
say it.
shots,
The planning of how to move the camera and
two
stuff.
cameramen the whole time. That's crazy to me.
Some would say it held your attention and kept you fixed to the screen.
But the thing is, they did long pauses.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of you could tell they probably were doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but there would be times where it'd be stuck on one dude for a whole minute, 2 minutes of just staring, quiet.
Yeah.
And you're like, it really made you feel like you're a part of this scene. And it made you feel gross, man.
To me, in the second episode, you're following the detectives around the school and you're just walking. And all you see is the back of their heads as they're walking through that. And I'm like, I'm there. I'm walking with you guys. I'm experiencing this all with. It was amazing. Like, truly.
Also, the leader at the school, the old lady,
yeah.
for some reason, she's the most convincing character in the whole movie to me, the show. Because she was just, I was like, I'm like, I've met this lady.
I know.
Yeah.
She's
Her
every,
walk, her looks, the way she talked to everybody, it was crazy.
every person. But then, and that's I guess where I just discovered where they were going with the show. What the ultimate message would be was they go to the school and the teachers just have videos playing the whole day. They're so burnt out on these kids. These children are bad, and that's what's happening in our country every day. And we're letting our kids go to these schools and bulldoze their teachers. We're also relying on these teachers to raise our children and instill values in them. And what is that going to do to them?
Yeah.
Reclaim your children, people. Get
Yeah.
busy.
She's like the Andrew Tate of moms.
This is crazy.
Speaking
and
of-
it
oh,
makes
go
me
ahead.
scared for little boys. That's like the biggest thing. Like little girls, there's a lot of responsibility there, but these little boys, if you mess up, they'll go kill somebody.
Hey.
Maybe not. I mean, maybe they won't, but
Just
it's a
everybody-
possibility, guys.
You really focus on the one scenario of the show.
Just love your kids. Love your kids.
Probably won't. It's okay. Anyways, speaking of education,
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Rockefellers and their manipulation of the education system, why where we're at now. After that, so don't go anywhere!
Rockefellers right now.
Rockefeller. Hey,
Rockefellers. Hey, Rockefellers!
Hey, speaking of ads and not going anywhere, Josh, have you heard about this?
What?
Apparently, there's a company out here in Central Florida that creates water-based ink t-shirts.
What?
Yeah, people are ordering them all across the country, sometimes even out of this country in Canada and places. Listen, they're grabbing these t-shirts, they're being shipped to them mysteriously quick. They order them one day and then 3 days later they're shipping to them.
72 hours?
72 hours, Josh. And
kidding me?
And it doesn't stop there. When people feel these shirts,
Yeah.
not only when they have maybe say they're in maybe a depressive state or maybe
Yeah.
rough or dealing with anxiety, as soon as they put on these shirts,
Okay.
it all goes away.
You're telling me Sunday Cool t-shirts get rid of depression?
I don't even think I told you the name of Sunday Cool, but yeah, it is Sunday Cool. I don't know how you knew that, Josh, but I'm telling you right now, if you go to sundaycool.com, try it out. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Go to sundaycool.com.
Okay.
Order custom shirts for your group, your church, whatever,
Okay.
your business. Go there, order these, and I promise you, you will see a change.
Sunday Cool.
Sundaycool.
Sundaycool.com.
Fist, fist.
Crazy.
Wacko.
That's wacko.
Ching.
Get a little sugar in me. Have you seen that?
No.
I get a little cookie.
What
Get
is
a
that?
little wacky.
What is that?
He eats 2 or 1 fiber 1 bars. It's on YouTube.
Oh, got it.
It's like one of those old YouTube videos.
Oh, YouTube.
Only the
Classic.
cool-
What's your favorite old YouTube? Like
Shoes.
first couple of years of YouTube.
Ooh.
You have Charlie Bit My Finger. You have Charlie That Kills People.
I remember like the 2009, 2010 with like Julian Smith.
Oh, dude, Julian Smith was
The Malk.
reading a book. Oh, Malk was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pour me a
man.
glass of Malk.
Dude,
Why are
what
you
is,
saying it like
what is
that?
he doing now? It's crazy how like you could literally be on top
Yeah.
of YouTube and then suddenly like no one knows anything. Like you're not even putting anything out. It's wild.
Yeah.
I remember reading about. Do you remember like the first interaction you had with YouTube?
No.
I literally remember it. We had like I was in Oregon. We had a class like on just pop culture stuff, and we had to read like a news thing every week, and that was it. It was 2007. Like they're like this big website, YouTube, and a bunch of videos and stuff. I remember specifically reading it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so strange.
Did you know about YouTube before then?
No, like that was the first time I ever had heard about it. in
When did it
class.
come out? Like,
I think it was
2003?
2007. I think it was 2007, 2006 or something like that.
oh, wow.
How old are you?
I think 43 now. I think 43.
Oh, 43. Question corner with Lily. When the questions are fresh on our
Oh
mind.
my gosh. Okay, I needed a little help today. So I reached out to our mysterious man, Alan Thomas.
Oh, love Alan. Mysterious. I
You
wouldn't
get that.
classify Alan as mysterious. He's probably the most least mysterious guy in the world.
Okay, and his question was really good, and he gave me
I don't doubt
his
it.
answer.
Good.
Okay. If you could take someone from the Middle Ages and show them one place and one item, what would those be?
One place.
And I'll give you Alan's answer. He said he would take the Middle Ages person to Dave & Buster's for laser tag, and he would show them a Baja Blast.
That'd be
That's amazing.
crazy.
That's a great answer.
Oh, man. I think I would take
the
my
Middle
person to the
Ages.
Sphere in Las Vegas.
Wow. To
Wow.
see what show?
No, just to stand outside of it. I think just to really just look at
They'll
it.
think the whole world is like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not. It's just Vegas.
What's a Vegas? And then I would probably show him a Bop It. Probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Cool.
Huh.
Bop it. Twist it.
Take them to what is it called? Medieval times.
We haven't changed at all, bud.
Who'd you take?
Who would I take?
Yeah.
Just some peasant.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Some peasant. Let him be a king for a day.
What am I going to show him though? Medieval times, and then show him something like from his time. I don't know, just like a flashlight. But you just be like, "You guys have candles. We have flashlights now."
Okay.
It's like so boring. It's like, oh,
Dude,
wow.
imagine putting a VR headset on one of those guys back in the day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What is it? We talked about it before. Then it's not the Knights of the Round Table, but it's the baseball kid that goes back to the medieval times. It was a Disney movie,
No, I can't remember that one.
but he has like a cassette tape and stuff, and he like shows like the king and stuff, and they're like, what the?
yeah. You remember The Black Knight
Yeah.
with Martin Lawrence?
Oh, yeah.
That one movie was so good. Did
Yeah.
you ever see that? No, it's
I don't think so.
Martin Lawrence. He falls into a pond and then ends up back in like the Middle Ages and just becomes like this great hero in their time. It's just the funniest thing. It's so dumb.
You could also do like the Kennedy Space Center or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And be like,
it's kind of along the lines of what I was thinking.
I think we had a launch yesterday, by the way. I saw
I got the
clouds. Yeah.
yeah.
What would you do?
I think I just put somebody like a knight, like take them and show them a Cybertruck.
Yeah. Take him for a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even he would say that's the dumbest design I've ever seen.
What location would you be driving around in?
Oh man, dude, just through a tunnel. Be like, we're gonna go under the river.
Oh my gosh, he'd freak out.
Yeah.
He might stab you.
Dude, an aquarium would blow
That's
their
what I was
mind.
gonna say. I said I would take him to the Atlanta Aquarium, to the whale shark tank.
How doth the water say stilleth?
Dude, in a tunnel, in an aquarium tunnel.
Yeah.
No, that'd be so.
No,
trippy.
dude, I'm going to a '90s McDonald's and just having them touch the thing where the electricity moves on the screen.
Bring him to a Skrillex concert.
He's terrified, dude.
What is this?
Collabed with Shaq. Be like, that's our warrior.
That's our king.
Yeah, I would told you that, and maybe I'd buy him like Dippin' Dots or something.
Ooh, nice. Just ice, probably.
Yeah. Did you ever get hot?
It's the middle of summer. How is this possible?
What witchcraft is this? Dude, Lily would be burned at the stake immediately. He'd be just
I
be
know.
like trying to take her. You're like, you can't do that, guy.
Speaking of tunnels, they are building it's like the world's largest underwater tunnel from like Germany to, I don't know, Denmark, I think.
Really?
And it goes under the ocean.
Who's using those?
People.
I would use it. Also, I still don't get how they're made.
I don't know.
How do you make a tunnel underwater, dude?
They
Witchcraft,
kind of showed the
literally.
process, and it's crazy. They basically just have these giant slabs that they like sink underwater, and then they build around it, and it's like,
But how do you build around it?
I don't know.
I'm like, build the
It's-
tunnel and then drop it down. That makes sense to me. But I can't understand.
It's so
how
weird. I
can't-
don't get it either.
Do you
dude.
get it?
Uh-uh.
No, because it baffles me. Because I think
don't-
I've seen videos how they do it, and then all the comments are like, still doesn't make sense. Still don't get it.
They might have to assemble it all in the sky.
It's not in the land. We have to do it in the air, guys. That's the only way tunnels work.
Yeah, so this tunnel will connect to Denmark, and then which will lead in another tunnel that goes into Sweden.
Wow, sick.
Sweden?
They build it in the air so the air can get inside, and then they trap the air.
Yes.
That's how they keep the air in there.
It's just like a clown balloon
Yeah.
that you're trapped inside.
Yeah, it's going under the Baltic Sea.
Wow.
Total length is 59,000 feet,
Dear Lord.
18-kilometer wide.
Oh my gosh.
Do we have any underground like water tunnels in America?
In New York,
Really?
goes under the Hudson.
No. Oh
So-
yeah, I think we talked about that, right? Yeah.
Remind me, do you drive or do you park your car on a train that takes
No, this
you?
one you drive through.
But what if there's an accident?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we've talked about like there was
Better
one.
hold your breath.
There's that big underground tunnel.
Yeah,
That's
from
in-
London or
yeah.
from England to France.
Yeah.
That one you ride a train through.
Guys, we got to start traveling.
Let's talk about Costa Rica again.
Shut up. What you said shows earlier. What other show were you going to talk about?
One Severance.
Shut up.
What did you say? Well, by the time this comes out, Severance was last week, the finale. So this Friday, I can't wait for that.
I
But
can't wait.
another show on Apple TV is dropping every Friday, and it's called Dope Thief. There's 2 episodes out right now.
Okay.
3 technically. But dude, that one's crazy because it's just 2 guys who live in Philadelphia who go and pretend to be DEA agents, go into these meth houses, handcuff these people, steal the drugs and money, and then leave.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
it goes horribly wrong.
I can imagine.
Talk about high intensity. It's pretty brutal. And I also told Josh about a Netflix movie called Calibre, Calibre. That's a movie that you have to watch. I literally, after the movie, it was like midnight, and I had 20 minutes of like me trying to do slow breaths so my heart rate could go down so I could fall asleep.
I don't know when you sleep.
It's
I
crazy.
know, right?
Yeah. it is
Once you
crazy.
find something good, it's good. Like I got to finish it.
Yeah.
I think the only time every year I see midnight is when I'm at conference with you guys, just because I have no other
That's
option.
true. That's true.
Yo, Adrian, here's what that be.
Oh, yeah.
Be quiet now. Angel's got a reel
And he's gonna show us.
right now.
Andrew's got a reel.
Quiet now.
Show us now.
Show us right now. Show that reel. Give it to us real good.
Get it?
That was awkward.
I was just waiting for
Singing
it
afterward.
to get delivered. It is there. This is, I don't know why this went in my feed because it's not meant to be shocking, but it definitely is. There's like a new way that people are doing skincare. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh boy.
Awesome.
Very good.
You ready, Lo?
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it says it may be sensitive.
Oh gosh.
So bags under the eyes, how you remove it.
Hey, I've got him. I'll do it today. I don't
That's
know what's about to happen. Oh, cool. I didn't know. I haven't gotten that.
What did I just?
That was a perfect reaction.
My eyes are watering. No!
That was,
That was so
dude.
good.
Lily, we got to get you in horror movies quick. That was so drawn out. That really scared me because I was slow on the video. I was like 3 seconds behind, so I was like, What's gonna happen?
That's awful.
That's terrible. That can't
Oh my
work.
gosh.
She screamed like it was like half a second before I saw it. So I jumped and then I jumped again.
She screamed like someone was trying to do that to her. Golly.
Oh my gosh.
That has to be a
brutal.
better way.
Why are they doing that? What's in there? Why do we have bags? What's in there?
I don't know. Say it one more time. What are we bags? What's in there? What are we bags? What's in there? Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yep.
Did not like that. Yeah, Kruger the other day at Ada's party, he's like, "Do you have a black eye?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You look like you have a." I'm like, "I'm just tired."
Just look like crap, man. All right,
He's
relax.
like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Thanks, bro." Oh
Did you get punched in the face multiple times?
no.
I feel great today. There was no joke. There was one time I was walking to a gas station at work and and I literally walk up and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" She's like, "Well, I feel just how you look." And I'm like,
No.
I feel great. I mean, and I walked out. It was that quick of an interaction because I was picking up newspaper. I used to do that gig where I just picked up old newspapers at gas stations. So it's just quick, like, "Hey, how you doing?" "Well, I'm feeling just about as good as you feel." And it's like,
She
Thank
said
you.
how you look.
I know.
I feel how you look.
Yeah, I feel just about as good as you look.
Andy, she
I
might have
can't
been
remember what
hitting on you.
No, she was in a bad mood. She had
Oh.
like an attitude, and like she was like one of those things where it's like it was just a bad.
It was
a
also
bad
when
day.
Andy used to have this like hunchback.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like the hunchback with the newspapers.
That was before.
So you would go, what all have you done in your life? You used to pick up old newspapers?
Whatever I could to get by. That's about it.
They're like, we have old newspapers. Can you get those
Well,
in
when
Verno?
I would they asked me, they're like, hey, we have a guy that literally just goes to all the gas stations, to the Walmarts, to all the stores in town. There's like 90 stops. And they say every Friday, we just need someone to go pick up the extra newspapers that didn't get sold. So that way the stores would get credit back to the ones they didn't sell. And so I would have to keep markers and go back, count all the newspapers. And I would just have this big 15-passenger van with no seats in it and just throw piles of newspapers into the back of this thing and unload it and do that every Friday.
At 90 places?
90 different places.
You're
Yeah.
also a dead body driver, an optometrist,
Optician.
optician.
That you were
A
unqualified
waiter.
for?
I worked cattle for a while.
So would you say that you
Mhm.
did some of your jobs you were no way qualified for?
No, I lied about being an optician. I literally, like, I was 18. I needed a job so bad. And I literally walked up down Main Street in Joplin. I stopped at every, like Sherman-Williams, every store, all these places, asking for an application, filled it out. The first place that I stopped was the only person that called me back. And I went back and they're like, so have you been an optician before? And I said, yeah, just I've dabbled. And they're like, cool. If you start on Monday, you'll be doing this all weekend. How to become an optician, how to work a lensometer, all this stuff. And I was pretty good at it for a while.
Dude,
So-
how many people are walking around this world
How many car wrecks?
Yeah, for real.
they're like, I have the worst headaches in the world.
If you look up, there's an eyeglass in Longview, Texas. If you look up Eyeglass World in Longview, Texas, and go to the Google reviews, guarantee I'll have like 10 shout outs on and they'll drop my name. I guarantee it.
Andy, I can see, bro. Thanks.
All because of Andy.
Andy. Speaking of doing jobs that you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Rockefellers.
Dude, I'm obsessed. He's the dude that talked about the astrology, right? That the quote?
No, that's JP Morgan.
Got it. But they're friends.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Because they're
Rockefellers.
all the elites. Rockefellers were like one of the most wealthy, probably the wealthiest family, one of the wealthiest families in the United States and worldwide.
Yeah. Still?
No, I mean, they still have an exuberant amount of wealth.
I was going to say, I didn't know what they're doing now.
But this was the early 1900s, the late 1800s, early 1900s. They were like the ones that controlled all of oil in the United States. Like they owned the oil industry. And they're friends with the Vanderbilts, JP Morgan, what's his name? Carnegie, who was Carnegie Steel.
Okay.
So he owned all steel.
I've heard of his hall.
Yeah, so it was basically like Rockefellers were oil, Vanderbilt were railroads, owned the railroad industry, and then Carnegie owned the steel industry.
Got
so
it.
like these three powerhouse families.
Yeah.
But so it was the Rockefellers who, just out of pure greed, have affected our medical industry for today
Oh, man.
and our educational industry. And this isn't new news. It's pretty, like, if you go back, you can see how they manipulate everything. But it is depressing.
Oh, no.
Incredibly depressing. So basically, Mr. Rockefeller, he was number one in the U.S. for oil. Like, he was so rich.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to extend his portfolio and gain more control.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, there's this new technology happening where they're making like synthetic medication out of what do you call it? Petroleum.
Mhm.
Petroleum?
Yeah, this is
Yeah. And he's like, I want to get into that because they're using my oil to make these medications. And so he got with the Carnegies and they passed this thing. It was the Flexner Report. And what was it? 1910, funded by the Carnegie Foundation. The report, authored by Abraham Flexner, evaluated medical education in the U.S. and Canada, heavily criticizing school teachings, natural and alternative medicines.
Oh, wow.
So before that, the medical industry in the United States was very holistic, very plant-based medications.
Natural stuff.
And this new invention of synthetic medication came about, and Rockefeller's like, we can own the industry in this. And so he heavily funded all these medical schools, all these hospitals, like Johns Hopkins, Harvard Medical School, Yale School of Medicine, heavily funded them. but threatened to take away his funding if they did not teach the practice of using the synthetic medicine that his companies owned and invested in.
Wow.
Yeah.
dude.
And if you spoke out against it, you could lose your doctor's license, your medical school could be shut down, your practice could be shut down. So you had to abide by what the Rockefellers put in place for medical standards.
Got to listen to the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly,
These
man.
people who are trained doctors
Still
and-
exists
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
We literally, it's like so reminiscent of what we're seeing today.
But they were the largest investor in this pharmaceutical company called Wyeth, I believe, Wyeth, Wyeth, which ultimately became Pfizer.
No way.
Yeah.
Same company?
Yeah.
Really?
But it's like sickening of just like,
Yeah.
they're literally the ones of why we have all this drug company. They created big pharma,
Mhm.
basically.
You know what would be interesting is if we were to analyze that specific event and changing the ways that doctors were learning and being educated, and then also these new medicines that came out and how it correlated with increased cancer rates
Yeah.
in Americans.
Yeah,
That-
for real.
They have done studies. I believe it was. Hold on, come back to that. There's a study that I was going to talk about. I'll pull it up, and I don't want to derail you, Josh. But
No, you're good.
Yeah. I just want to get. It's a study about vaccinations through your favorite human, Bill Gates, his foundation, in an impoverished nation. I just want to get the correct.
You mean my nemesis?
Yeah.
What if I find out that he's got some like room in his house and it's like his room with all of his enemies on it and I'm enemy number one?
Champagne bottles. Dave Portnoy, just
We're both each other's
waiting on your
nemesis.
downfall. The thing is, if Bill Gates wanted us gone, the thing is, he could make it happen so quickly.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he could. He really could. It's so scary. Have you seen those graphs? Speaking of graphs, have you seen those graphs that like have nothing to do with each other, but yet they follow the same line? There's a guy I follow on TikTok where he's just like, the number of people that used this medication lines up perfectly with, like the amount of times an alligator had swallowed a child or something, like whatever. But it's just they
Oh,
find
that's funny.
statistics and they find graphs that have the exact same lineup, and they're like, maybe there's a correlation. Maybe
That's
there's
so
not.
funny.
That is so funny.
But I was going to say with the Rockefellers too, with their educational system.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are they
Um,
doing with that?
But okay, and do those people then tie in with all those allegations people were having about Kamala Harris's dad?
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't he like part of the McGraw-Hill?
No, that is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh,
No.
duh.
That's Tim McGraw
Why
and
am I
Faith.
They're
Associ-
interchangeable.
Why am
really.
I associating
Just
them in my
kidding.
head? They're literally not.
No, no, they're not.
Ah.
But yeah, so the role of General Education Board, 1902, was heavily financed by the Rockefellers. And through lobbying and stuff, the Rockefellers basically pitched this new educational system that we still use today. So it says they deliberately pushed education toward vocational training, memorization, standardized testing, and compliance over independent thought, creativity, and questioning authority.
Dude, literally. Dude, you know, it's like, yeah. That we're on this whole thing with like where Ada's gonna go to school. I mean, you guys are doing it right now. You're like, I'm gonna take my girls out of this and we're gonna learn the way that we're supposed to learn. You know, that kind of thing. With homeschooling. That's
Yeah.
what you guys are doing. And we're gonna send our girls to this classical Christian school because we need to be able to think independently
Yeah.
and creatively and use logic and reason.
Yeah.
Instead of here's all this information. Swallow that.
They were adamantly against. So it says that they're adamantly against alternative education models such as homeschooling, private independent schools, or holistic and classical education approaches. And basically, they would fund the board. They would fund these colleges to teach this standardized method. And it's so creepy. If you go down the rabbit hole, the whole mindset behind this is to create a very predictable society to where they could buy your products. They would be good industrial workers.
Yeah, workers.
And you're creating, it's like a sheep herd.
Yeah, like
And,
obedience. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We'll
you
create
can't-
this world. You listen to it. You'll be fed. You'll have a place to live. It's fine. Just don't question it. Like, don't just stick to our rhythm. Put your kids in this school.
Yeah.
Send them to that school. do this. And it's just, they want that to be a repeatable
They
pattern.
want it a predictable
forever.
thing. Yeah.
And they just don't want to have to worry about
It's
it. But
what we use today.
But
Yeah.
that's not what humans are ever going to do.
No.
Have you seen the clip of Elon Musk's dad talking about taking Elon out of a certain school and moving him into another?
No.
He kept getting called up to the school because Elon wasn't paying attention in class, and he talked to the teacher, and I guess Elon was looking. I watched a podcast where he was like being interviewed, and he was like looking out the window, and he was like, well, what is he doing? He's like, won't pay attention, won't look at me. He was like, have you asked him what he was doing? Like, no, he's supposed to be listening, and he won't. And I guess Elon was like just hyper focused on like a tree or something, and he was like curious about what was happening on the leaf, and like, you know, like he had this like innate thought process on what was going on. And he was like, what you're doing is you want him to sit still, stop thinking, and shut up. He was like, I don't believe in that for him, so I'm going to move him to some place where he can. So he, like, clearly brilliant mind, and just whether you like him or not, the dude can think. And so he put him in a different school where he was free to, like, actually explore and wonder. Because independent thinkers don't work in that system.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And, like, so it literally, creativity has to be crushed. You look at the way we design buildings. Like, there's that whole conversation about like square, boring architecture.
Is it no coincidence that with the implementation of that and the way that we do schooling now, ADHD and ADD diagnoses have skyrocketed, and it's because human beings don't fit that mold.
Yeah. It also says that their whole point of the school is to stop creating entrepreneurs. Like they wanted to own the industry. They wanted to own the economy of the United States.
Yeah, of course they do.
And so the school system that we're creating is just to make workers.
That is so evil.
It's almost like something inherently inside of us wants to
feeding
be
their
creative.
economy.
Yeah, and like there's something inside of us that wants to fight against that. And it's literally like what we've been created to do. And greed and power, love for that stuff is literally forcing us to, one, I guess that's good because we're recognizing, and hopefully we recognize and say, all right, I'm going to break out of this mold. I'm going to not going to just stick to this because this is not what I've been created to do. I want to chase my own dreams. I want to do what I want to do.
It's so creepy. If you just look at, you can go to any history book and just see these families, Vanderbilts, Rockefellers, the Rothschilds in Europe, JP Morgan, all of them have just like, it was just 10 families were controlling everything in the world and probably still are today.
Yeah.
Maybe the families changed a little bit, but it's like the wealth stays with these families and they are the ones controlling economies, controlling this and that, controlling our education system, controlling our healthcare system. And it's like, it's so freaky to think about, you know?
And that's why we see so many, you know, leaders or politicians or whatever, they literally just get up to that point and they want to do good. They have that in their heart, but they realize that that game is rigged.
Yeah.
And so you have to play ball or you're gone.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, so I'll have a little win here for me. Maybe I'm not doing what I really need to do, but it's for the bigger thing. It's for the future. It's for, you know, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, just like
tell themselves.
even their involvement in wars too, like pretty much every major war has one of or all of these families involved in them somehow.
Yeah, weird, right?
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like I think we talked about like the Rothschilds of how they were, when the Napoleon was basically conquering Europe, they were funding both Napoleon and the England.
Yeah.
And they're just playing their hand of like who's going to win. And then they discovered that like, oh, Napoleon is probably going to lose. So we're going to pull our funding so we know that he's going to lose. And it's just like, this is insane.
They've literally written huge chunks of history.
Yeah.
It's all about maintaining power.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's literally the definition of evil.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I know we've mentioned it many times, but the love of money is the root of all evil. It's like
all kinds of evil.
Okay, yeah, all kinds of evil. And it's like it's like pride, greed, anger, violence. It's just like the love of money. Like you're going to destroy everything because you love money.
Yeah, the Sermon on the Mount, it says you cannot serve two masters. You cannot love God and love money. It's like, man, it hits you right there. Jesus knows how important money is and how it can really distort everything that we do.
Yeah, money itself is not evil, but it's the love of it and the obsession of it that drives people to a realm that they should not go to.
Yeah. I'm not addicted to money, but I do want it and need it every moment of my life.
I wouldn't say I love money, but I would like more.
I would literally sacrifice anyone in my life to have more money. to have $10 in my pocket right now.
You know what was interesting about maybe I said this on the last week's episode, but what was interesting about the Bill Murray and Joe Rogan episode that they did? He was like, you ever been in a circle of billionaires and they're saying, they're like envying the guy that has $100 billion versus $80 billion. And that's just weird. And isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Super
There's never
strange.
enough.
But then you think, oh, that'll never be me.
It's the dragon sickness.
From the
Hobbit.
What is
Dragon
that?
sickness. You wouldn't know because you don't watch those movies.
It's basically like you get obsessed with gold and it's never enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just greed. Yeah.
The dragon sickness.
Dragon.
Speaking of dragon sickness, Ivan the Terrible.
Ivan the Terrible. Yeah.
You ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Ivan the Terrible.
I don't. Have we not talked about him?
I
I can't remember. I know. He's.
We talked about Vlad the Impaler.
Oh no! I just saw Ivan the Terrible. His son.
Yeah, that
The
painting.
painting, dude,
Yeah.
is heartbreaking.
I'm Googling.
It's Ivan the Terrible painting. It's
So Ivan the Terrible was the first czar of Russia,
what is a czar?
like the royalty, like the king of
Got
Russia.
it. Okay.
He was the first one. So before that, there was like different clans and stuff, and there was leadership, but he was named officially the first royal czar of Russia. In
What
the
year was that?
1500s.
Okay.
1547 to 1584 he reigned,
Wow.
ruled. But he built like the St. Basil Cathedral, you know, the Russian thing that has
Yep.
all like the colorful thing.
Mm-hmm.
He
That
was
was
also
built all the way back then.
yeah.
Golly,
Dude, I'll tell you,
dude.
Russia, the history of Russia is absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, that's got to
It goes so deep. But he was also the the defender of the Tatar invasions,
Okay.
Tartaria,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
which include like Crimea, Siberia, and Mongolia. So he like defended from them and stuff. Crimea kicked their butt. It's a long thing, but he also created Russia's first secret police, nicknamed the Children of Darkness.
Cool.
The
Yeah.
first police were called the Children of Darkness.
Secret police. And it was more like a secret police army of 6,000 men that had free reign to do whatever they wanted.
The Children of Darkness.
Children of Darkness was their nickname.
Cool.
They could go into a house, they could burn your house, kill you, do whatever. If they were like, you spoke bad about the Tsar, they'd be like, yes, we're going to kill you, take everything you have.
So whatever the Tsar said, they did.
They did whatever they wanted to.
Oh, really? So they're
Yeah.
just free reign.
It was defending the throne.
Golly.
Yeah. So if you spoke bad about Russia or the family, Ivan's family,
Yeah.
they could do whatever.
Ivan's terrible.
What? Some would say. But also at this time, I think before that, it wasn't called Russia. It was called Muscovy or the Grand Duchy of Moscow.
Grand Duchy? I'm
Yeah.
going to start calling Dutch Grand Duchy.
Grand Duchy. But Ivan the Terrible, it has been rumored since he was Tsar of Russia that he has had and still undiscovered a secret library.
Sick.
I mean, everyone had one back then. So yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently there's a lot of secret libraries.
Yeah, Nineveh. All of them.
But this library supposedly was created by his grandfather, Ivan III. So Ivan is Ivan IV. And Ivan III, his grandfather, created this library with a few books. And then Ivan the Terrible collected more, but it was very secretive. And they don't know where it is today. They've never found it, supposedly.
It's got to be underground.
What if we find it and it's all Twilight?
Well, they think it's probably,
Prophetic book.
where is it? Under the Kremlin, which is like the White House, you know, of the
Yeah.
Russia. But supposedly it contains ancient Greek, Roman, and Egyptian manuscripts, occult and esoteric texts,
Ooh.
and texts allegedly from Atlantis. Yeah.
Bro.
Oh.
And
Please
when
be real. Please be
when
real.
I first heard about it, I'm like, okay, this seems like another like conspiracy. Like, oh, did you know there's a secret library from Ivan the Terrible? But there's some credibility to it because since the 1600s, basically anyone that has been ruling over Russia, the government, treasure hunters, all this stuff, they've been looking for this library.
Yeah.
Even the Vatican, every time they sent officials from the Vatican to Russia, they've been in search for this lost library.
Now, is there evidence that this library existed, or like
Only
was
from-
it written down? Like, hey, there's this library. Like,
There was this, the evidence was the Orthodox priests at the time of Ivan the Terrible who was like Ivan the Terrible's mentor, priest, whatever, he had seen this library, and there was a, I believe it was the Pope at that time that came to visit the Orthodox priest. I think they call him priest. I'm not sure. But he showed him the library, and so it's a biography of them talking about this library, seeing it, but it was very secretive. And so to this day, no one knows where it is. Some speculate that it's like in the wilderness in Siberia, something that's under the Kremlin. But either way, no one has found it.
Still.
Yeah.
I wonder if Putin knows. Putin has to know.
I don't know.
He's got to know. Putin,
But
we know you're watching. Please
if
come on
he
the
does
pod.
know, like what secrets are in there? You know?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's such vast amount of knowledge that you have, or just history, things that may confirm more. I mean, who knows? But that could be anything. Atlantis.
I know.
Dude.
But I thought about, because they mentioned Tartar, right?
Yeah.
So he did conquer parts of Siberia and stuff that was part of the Tartar region.
Mm-hmm.
And those conspiracy theories about Tartaria and all that stuff of like this ancient knowledge they had of like technology and whatever. This was the flag that was created, I believe, shortly after Ivan the Terrible died. That's the first Russian flag, which the icon for Tartar, or the flag, was the dragon.
Yeah.
And so I know we've talked about it, but that the king, the czar, stabbing the dragon.
What's the symbolism there? What do they say that means? They've got to have an excuse
I think
for
it's
right?
just like over evil. I'm not sure.
But a dragon?
Yeah.
Come on.
But I mean, it's like, could he have gotten if Tartaria is a real thing, which I don't know. I mean, it was a real thing, but like as grand.
Was it more than what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it this
Could he have
big
collected
futuristic
stuff from that, or has possibly moved his library into Siberia to add to his collection of this whatever? I don't know, but I thought that was fascinating.
No, dude, ancient libraries, man. That's
know.
like, because it's, how can you have so much? I mean, I don't want to say power, knowledge seems like too lack of, like, it's just such an intense form of like knowledge in one area, like so much of it.
Yeah.
And for it to be just like the burning of Alexandria, it's like, that's so sad. Like, that's crazy to me.
Well, they believe that a lot of the manuscripts and stuff from a good handful from the Library of Alexandria and the Library of Constantinople. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are in his library.
Wow.
Because Ivan III married like the princess or something from Constantinople.
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 Yeah.
And supposedly she brought over books from the library because that was burnt down and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he started the library of, like these ancient texts and whatnot.
Do you think we have one in the U.S.?
A secret library?
Yeah.
Well, there's what do you call it? The president, was it the president's book or the?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, we talked about like
dive into
they're
it.
like the federal employees. You know how they have that huge tunnel underground,
Yeah.
and like just that it's literally holding paper documents and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
there's got to
sure.
be something. It
I'm
has to
sure
be.
that some rich person at one point was like, "We have to preserve."
Well, what if it was found by the Vatican and they took it back to their thing?
They've got a massive library.
Yeah.
No
I
one's
mean-
holding them accountable, so they probably did.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like the back then they was definitely had a lot more pull, right?
Oh yeah, they were like the leaders.
Yeah.
Like they were like basically God back then.
So they could say whatever they wanted and it would
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, man, that's such a crazy thing. Like you think about Atlantis, like we talk about Doggerland. It's like that stuff is totally possible.
Yeah.
And the only way we can know is possibly through this literature.
Yeah.
Man,
Very, very interesting.
I want to dive in there so bad.
Even the terrible.
Speaking of terrible,
He was terrible.
Oh, but how he killed his son.
Yeah, I saw it.
That was a terrible story.
I don't know the story. I've
Okay,
just seen the
so-
painting and it's brutal.
So it was like this. People were getting mad at Ivan the Terrible because he was in this like war that was lasting like 24 years. They weren't winning it. And so these commanders are like, we want someone new in power. And they suggested someone, but he thought they suggested his son. And he did not like that. And so before his son was back in Moscow, he encountered his wife and basically beat the crap out of her. And she had a miscarriage because of it.
No.
So Ivan the Terrible's son went and confronted him about it. And then Ivan the Terrible took his staff and just started whacking him on the head and then killed him. And then as soon as he did that, he was holding his head like that painting. Says, "My God, what have I done?"
Yeah. Oh.
I read something different.
Oh.
I read that his daughter-in-law was dressed a little scantily and he got mad and his son went to go protect her because he was going to kill his daughter-in-law and he stepped in the way and got whacked.
That sounds like more sense. He's more reasonable in that. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah.
Not so great.
Not so great. Believe it or not, just depending on his name, I know you guys may think, but actually he was a bad guy.
It was not nice.
Contrary to popular belief.
They said he used to torture animals when he was a child too.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's a good
Yikes.
sign.
Yeah.
That's a great sign.
Yep.
Yep. It's what is the trifecta for serial killers?
Head injury,
Mother issues.
childhood head injury.
Oh yeah, that bedwetting into late age, and then
Animals.
cruelty to animals. So if you guys are doing the checklist at home, like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Anyways, that's my Ivan the Terrible.
That's so scary. But
Next week I'll talk about another secret library.
really,
Every week. It's my secret library.
become a
Here's a
library
new
episode podcast.
There's
So-
a lot.
It's a Ninjas and Butterflies book club.
You guys want to hear these reviews of Andy as an eye doctor?
Oh, you found
It's
it?
not an eye doctor. It's an optician.
I found it.
Oh,
We
no.
have been going to Eyeglass World for 4 years. We have seen all kinds of changes, all kinds of attitudes. We went in August, and let me tell you, the crew that is there now needs to stay forever. They are awesome. Andy helped us pick out our glasses, and he was great. He helped us get the glasses that fit us, and he made us feel comfortable, relaxed. We weren't rushed at all.
I gave everyone massages
This
while
is
they wear the glasses.
this is a 1-star review
Oh, perfect.
with you in it. Same experience as another reviewer. Older lady was extremely rude and acts like you're bothering her. Others aren't much better, and quite frankly,
Edith.
they don't know how
I know her
to
name.
fit or adjust frames. In the 3 years I've been going there, Andy, I believe is his name, is the only knowledgeable, helpful, and courteous one. They've lost our business. And then there's this one that says, "Oh my lawdy, Lawdy. This place is the bee's knees. The cat's pajamas. Words cannot describe my experience here, but I'll try. From the very first step walking in, being greeted by, 'Welcome to Eyeglass World,' I knew I was home. Steven, Shakandra,
Chacon
Samantha,
dog. I called her Chacon dog.
Heather,
Wow.
and Nancy were the absolute best. They all deserve a raise for how they treated me and my family. Thank you, Eyeglass World." And that review was left by Andy DeNoon.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yep.
You left a review?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, nice.
I created Gmail accounts for all of them.
Nice.
Yep.
Speaking of
this
reviews, there he is.
I literally did that after I left.
Have you seen
Because-
this man?
Yeah, they would get rewards or like shout outs or something if anyone ever dropped like things.
name in the
So
thing.
after I left, I
Nice.
just made sure to drop everyone's name.
That's awesome. Speaking of reviews, though,
Question go.
we got fun stuff to talk about on patreon.com.
Are we
/
done?
Ninjas or Butterflies.
That flew by.
I got Skunk Ape story.
Yeah, Skunk
Skunk
Ape
Ape.
story. There's a new UFO movie coming out. That's crazy big.
And the scariest thing in the news that we've seen this week, the man in the room.
Oh yes, yeah.
And Mickey
Terrifying.
17. I can't wait to talk about Mickey 17.
Ooh yes. Can't wait to hear about it.
This
Awesome.
feels like longer than a 30-minute half episode.
Just might be.
Mayo.
On Dolphins or Aliens.
Yes. Dolphins are aliens?
Yeah, are we sticking with that?
Or I think you said, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, duh. I was thinking something else. I was thinking something completely different.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube, give a thumbs up, review us on Spotify, Apple. You
Yep.
get it.
Go to Patreon. We're gonna continue all that stuff. We're dropping new merch soon. You're gonna be able to get discount codes, see all that behind the scenes footage. And also if you need custom shirts for you, your group, whatever. We do shirts here at this building. All right? Right across that wall. Your shirts are being printed. They
Over
could
there.
be while we're on the pod. So if you want custom shirts made by us here at Sunday Cool, SundayCool.com.
Hats, beanies.
Yep. And you can
Hats,
also go check out
beanies.
ninjasofbutterflies.com. We have a link to our swag there, all of our videos, and a lot of other stuff. So check that out.
Yes.
We love you guys so much.
And you're commenting, where would you bring someone from medieval, what is it?
Middle Ages.
Middle Ages. And
Medieval
what are you
times.
showing them?
where are you taking them? What are you showing them?
Yeah, start a fight in the comments.
All right.
Love you guys
Love
so
you
much.
guys. See you on Patreon. Bye-bye. Oh wait, let's do this. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do different faces. You have like so many where you go like this. Like,
I make so many faces, but they choose those.
you really don't.